We are a week away from Juneteenth, and lots of celebrations will be taking place all across our city, pretty much all over the weekend. And joining us now to talk about their 5th annual celebration is Sharia Ayers with Black Leaders Detroit. Glad to have you here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Black Leaders Detroit and what's going on this week.
So Black Leaders Detroit is a funding vehicle for Black-led businesses and nonprofits that operate in the city. And we do that through our members donating $1 a week, or $4 a month, or $52 a year, and we take that and put it directly towards loans, well, no interest loans, excuse me, and grants for Black-led businesses that operate in the city. So this year, Black Leaders Detroit, in conjunction with Juneteenth, Jubilee Detroit, we're putting on a Juneteenth Freedom Weekend.
It is going to be a great weekend. Tell us a little more about the Jubilee. What exactly is happening? Give us a few things.
So Friday, we are having the Juneteenth kickoff at Batch Brewing Company, and that's going to be just a little celebration with barbecue, and we brewed a strawberry saison, so I'm a little excited about that.
I like that.
Yes, because it's in relation to the holiday, because red represents the bloodshed and just commemorating Juneteenth. Then Saturday, we're going to be in 2 places. So Saturday morning, we're having a 5K at Marygrove. And then after that, we have a stroll on Livernois, so for the Avenue of Fashion. So we'll be celebrating Juneteenth by activating the Avenue and shopping at a number of Black businesses. And then Sunday, we have about 10 partners, including Metro Detroit Black Business Alliance, the Detroit chapter of the NAACP, Eastern Market Conservancy, City of Detroit. So a number of partners to put on a Freedom Festival down at the Eastern Market. So we'll be in Corktown, West Side, and then the East Side.
Lots going on.
That is a celebration.
Yeah.
Let's talk the importance of highlighting these Black-owned businesses and giving them that exposure for everyone here in the Motor City.
Yes. So part of the reason, again, why we're going to Livernois is because that's one of the most concentrated areas of Black-led businesses as well as women-owned businesses. So the reason why we wanted to do that is because during the pandemic, I learned about a group of women named the Housewives League of Detroit. And what they did was they had criteria in which they supported Black businesses, patronized Black professionals, and shopped Black. So, and during that time period, it was the 1930s, which was the worst economic time period in our country, but they were able to secure over 75,000 jobs for African Americans. And they also grew from 50 women to 10,000 at that time. So it was just really inspiring. And I was like, if they were able to do this without social media and then way more oppressive situations than we go through now, like, what are we doing? So that's where the idea came about, to celebrate economic freedom and taking it to the Avenue of Fashion.
I love that's the origin there. So for folks who do want to come out, what do they need to know? Give us some details.
So they can find out more information on Eventbrite, or they could go to our social media pages, which is Juneteenth Jubilee Detroit or Black Leaders Detroit. They can find our information there. But again, you can find us on Eventbrite under JJD Freedom Weekend.
And got to ask, because people always want to know, are there costs associated with some of these events?
So the majority of them are free. The only event that we are asking for a donation is the 5K. It's just because we're going to give that to a charitable organization that supports health, wealth, or literacy.
Oh, that's all for a good cause.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And in closing, let's talk about just the importance of Juneteenth. So I was in Texas when we kicked all this off with
Nice.
Miss Opal Lee, and I saw how exciting and invigorating that was.
Yes.
How does that feel for you to be bringing that here?
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm very grateful that, I mean, well, first off, even for the exposure, but also that people are subscribing to it, because I do think that, unfortunately, we see a lot of bad news, but it's nice to have something to celebrate, you know? And that's the thing. I'm just excited about that, because when it comes to the history of Juneteenth and it actually being the end of enslavement for everyone, because, you know, it came 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, but nonetheless, it's just exciting to me to have something that we can celebrate, and freedom is something that we all have to contribute to. So,
Well said.
Got that right.
Well said.